I am the Contrarian, and this is my world.
Hi, I'm Amit Mehra, photographer. I'm here to challenge Rajiv Makhni on the topic that smartphone is killing photography.
The world of digital photography, they say the revolution that everybody dreamt about came because pictures went from being developed and processed on film camera to instantly on digital. But then came the camera phone, by far the biggest revolution in optics, and everything changed. Changed for the better or for the worse is what we're about to find out. We believe creativity, because of camera phones, has completely died in photography. But of course, I have somebody with me who believes the exact opposite. Why have camera phones, according to you, not killed creativity in photography?
My first argument to that is, how can a camera kill photography? Okay. Camera is there to do photography. It's as simple as that for the layman. It's not about the smartphone is killing photography. I think it's the bombardment of images is what is taking the photography to a saturation point. The creativity, you'll have to segregate this. You know, when we talk about the creativity in photography, the creativity photography somehow was the monotony of the professionals, because in our country people are not that educated as far as the photography is concerned. They don't understand first the alphabets of photography or the grammar of photography, which is again a reason of, you know, when we say the creativity is a smartphone is killing photography, because the non-availability of the education as far as the photography is concerned, photography education. So it's not about the creativity, it's not about, when you talk about the creativity, it's not lies in the camera. It's always there in the photographer's mind.
Creativity in photography is dying because of, there are multiple reasons. One of them is technique and education. But you've also contradicted yourself by saying there are certain people who've been able to break that. They're not professionals.
They're not professional.
They're just taken
exactly
a little bit
what
more.
I'm talking about.
So
the creativity is not about...
which is the real one? So they're not educated in the world of photography, yet they are doing great work. That's because they applied their mind a little. They're a little bit more.
The problem here is you are calling that photography. We don't call that photography. We just call them a bunch of pictures. For us, photography is different.
If I didn't have a camera phone with me at all times, I would not be shooting 100 pictures a day. If I had something where camera technology was never invented to be inside a phone and I had to buy a proper point and shoot or a DSLR, digital photography came before camera phones, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So people were not doing the kind of things with digital cameras that they're doing with camera phones today.
They were doing same.
No, actually
they're
speaking, the number
now.
They're uploading, but they were also not shooting that many pictures, because
of course they were shooting.
If you share a picture with the ease that you can today,
there are two factors come in, because you can't carry your point and shoot camera all the time. That is one thing. The other thing is the cost factor also, because most of the point and shoot camera at that time when they came, they were expensive cameras. But now in one cell phone, you get a camera as well as a phone. So that's one thing which plays a very important role. You know,
so haven't people lost the value of taking time to frame the perfect picture? If I buy a camera, a digital camera today, that means I'm actually putting in an effort to go to a shop to buy something that aids my hobby, which means I will try and educate myself. Actually, I'll open the manual. I'll try and learn a few things. Should not have a backlight. Try not to do this. You know, rule of third. Stabilize your hand. Today, because everybody has a camera phone, I'm sure rule of third, stabilize yourself, get a third surface, and all of these are complete and absolute jargon for people. They will not know what I'm talking about.
I have a question. You know, when people used to shoot with leave the digital era also, when we were shooting on film, or the general people, when my father or your father was shooting on film, were they actually putting that kind of effort in learning photography?
Yes. Because the example you've taken is of your father and my father, because they did not have the luxury of shooting 25 pictures and saying, "Ye achhi hai." Each picture they took was perfected before they took it.
That was the economic part
also. See, it's not the why, it's the how. Let me go into another part of it which becomes really important. Today, because you have a camera phone anytime, all the time, you're forced to take a picture because it's part and parcel of who you are. I mean, to log each and every minute of your life.
It's not forced, you're lured.
It is the seduction of always technology will always seduce you into doing something. This life blogging that we all do now because of the fact that the camera phone is always with us. Do we live the moment anymore? I'm going to take the poll out here right now. Do you all believe that when you actually see a picture of a friend who's gone to a restaurant and taken a picture of, oh, having this amazing dish with some damn ugly looking potato sitting right next to it, okay? Or here I am at this waterfall, or here I am watching so-and-so concert. How many people believe that you don't live the moment anymore because you're obsessed with taking a picture to show others? That's called killing of creative photography. You're also one of them,
I'm
right?
not saying. Listen to me.
No, you raised your hand. So
I
you're
raised
also
my
killing
hand.
creative photography.
No, what I'm coming to.
Amit, you just killed creative photography.
They are killing the life.
No.
It's not about photography.
I'll tell you
when
why.
you ask the moment, you know, we are not enjoying the moments of life.
Let me explain
it's
this.
It's not about photography.
I'll explain
You are
this.
coming back on photography? No, it's not photography.
No. Let me complete as to why they're killing the creative process of photography. A food shot taken creatively by you will have my jaw drop. I will say, oh my God. But when they do it, they're thinking they're doing the same thing. Creative photography, more people will like their pictures than they will like yours.
They don't have that thing in their mind.
No,
only thing is they want to say XYZ friend sitting somewhere in Bombay, in Calcutta or in California. Hey, here I am today in this nightclub having this dish or this drink.
But they also want people to say, wow, that's an amazing picture. How did you take it?
No.
And it's an ugly picture of ugly food, right? And yet
my whole idea, again, I will say it's all about communication. It's all about saying that this is what I am doing and this is how I am doing. It's not about, hey, I am a photographer. As far as the photography is concerned, you know, my job as a photographer is that what I told you before the show, I'm coming out with this book called Roznama.
Yes, I really want to hear about this. So you're coming out with the book based only on smartphone photography.
Exactly. And it's not...
Isn't that proof in itself of the death of creativity? Why should you be concerned about the medium and not about the picture?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
No, you're saying the opposite.
No,
you're emphasizing a book only with smartphones. Why? I don't care. I only care about your pictures. Why with a smartphone? Why are you emphasizing that?
The idea is that gear is not important.
Yet you're underlining a book by smartphone.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. The gear is not important here. See, the whole idea of coming out with that book is to educate people what all you can do with your iPhone or smartphone.
But isn't that a huge contradiction of everything you've said? You're saying you should be tool and medium neutral. It doesn't matter what you use. It's going to be your education.
You are saying smartphone is killing photography. I am saying photography can't be killed by smartphone photography, because when we say photography is happening through here. It's not the gear is important. It's me who is important.
Let's do a quick fire now. Do you believe that we now have trained ourselves, and now I'm talking about the entire world, not you, the elitist photographer, trained our minds that even if we see a bad picture because it's from a camera phone, we accept it, ki koi baat nahi?
No, not really.
You don't accept that?
No.
I believe that whether it's news channels or photography in general, we have all trained our minds. You see a very bad, choppy, pathetic, pixelated video from the war front, and you accept it as amazing coverage, even though it's terribly shot on a phone. Agree?
What is the idea behind that?
The idea behind it is that because he had a camera, he was able to take the video. So I am there and I've taken it. I've been able to report.
You're asking a very particular question, you know, because where the cell phone is a major hit in terms of war photography.
I'm saying, will you accept it or not?
War photography.
Will you accept it?
I won't accept it on the part of creativity. I will accept it on the part of facts.
How much effort does it take to produce a really good picture? Doesn't matter about the medium.
It can take an hour.
Right.
It can take half an hour, an hour.
How
Depends
many
on what
of you
kind
take 1 hour to click a picture with your camera phone? Show of hands. None.
But I hardly do studio photography.
Okay, so now that's just you, the elitist photographer again. No. Point was, people will not put in the effort, even if you educate them.
Even on my mobile phone, I take pictures, at least 10 good pictures a day, and it takes me...
1 second. Why are you saying on your camera phone? See, again and again,
I am
you're
trying
taking
to
away
say,
from the
no,
argument.
I am trying to say
but
that
you
it's
said
not
you
about,
are medium and tool neutral. But
that's
every
exactly
single time you, okay, sir,
that's
why
exactly
don't you take 1 second on a DSLR? You can
Of
do
course.
But you
Same
just
time.
said, I take 10
because
on
we are
my camera
discussing,
phone.
because we are discussing.
No, but you constantly
okay,
move
let's say I take 1 second to a minute to shoot a good picture, irrespective of any medium.
Given a choice of the perfect picture in front of you, okay, would you take it on a phone or a proper camera?
It depends on what format I am using. See, I don't mix the formats. If I am doing a book like Roznama, I'll use only my mobile phone.
That's because you're selling it on the basis of that. No, it's a headline.
It's not about selling. It's not about selling at all.
Okay, selling the point.
Selling the point.
It's not the medium. The thing and the cry out loud part that should be is that every one of you that actually has a camera phone out there, educate yourself a little bit more, because believe me, a little bit of education in the world of photography will do multiple things, including changing the world.
Absolutely.
And one more big thing will happen. I will not have to see your ugly pictures anymore. I live for that day. I will leave you with one final question. How many selfies of yourself do you take in a day? The truth must come out. We are using our truth camera. If it goes red, that means you lie.
I bought 2 years back. I did 2 pictures. Selfies.
Camera light just went red though, so I'm not too sure.
It's blinking red and green both. Got confused.
Thank you very much. Great, and
Pleasure.
I think you made a great point.
Thank you so
Education
much.
in photography, the most important thing.
Yeah.
Do remember that and send me your much improved pictures soon, and I'll really like them.